Hi everyone, my name's Schmiddy. I'm back with another tier list for you guys. I am doing a new tier list for the new season because a lot of you asked me this and you guys were wondering where Percy should go, so I am showing you guys right here, right now, what I think of where the tier list hunters are and what they are. Of course, guys, disclaimer, not everyone will agree with what I think, not all top tiers will agree with what I think, but I did ask some top tiers and some top tiers agreed about usually pretty much all of it, except for a couple things which I will discuss in the video. But for the most part, I think my tier list is accurate. Of course, they could be in any which way order, as long as they're in the right tier, in my opinion. It does not matter. For example, Spider and Geisha might be better than Spider. Clown might be better than Photo, but they're in the same tier, so that's all that matters at the end of the day. But we're going to go through each and every one, starting with let's start from bottom to the top this time. C rank. This is rank only, guys. In my opinion, these hunters are never going to be played in tournaments unless you you got to be the best Hell Ember in the entire world to play and beat a tournament team. And these tournament players will be the best in the entire world. So these hunters are not going to be played in tournaments. These are for fun. You can obviously be really good with them. You can obviously win every rank match with them. But in a tournament setting, these will not be good. Starting with Hell Ember. Hell Ember has been the worst hunter, in my opinion, for every season. He's been the worst hunter. I don't think there is a worse hunter ever than Hell Ember. Hell Ember has been pretty bad. His camp is pretty good. It's like he can stuff saves, but again, Hell Ember just cannot. He has no chase. He gets 3 Cypher kited, and once you get 3 Cypher kited, even if you do stuff to save, you're going to win. I mean, you're going to lose because the Cypher Rush is elite. You get 1 ban usually in rank, so Hell Ember's just not it. Moving on to Lizard. Lizard is the same way. He can get kited. His camp isn't that good. You can dodge the stump fairly easily. And you can window loop Evil Reptilian. If you window loop or pallet loop Tight Kite and you predict the jumps, or pallet spam, he cannot be caught. I mean, he can't catch a survivor, I should say. We move on to Ann. Ann chase is pretty bad if the survivor's not to dodge a cat. The camp is good, but there's no Cypher presence. Map control, Cypher presence. You can't stop Cypher Rush with these 4 hunters, Gamekeeper, Ann, Lizard, Hell Ember. You can't control Cyphers. You can't control like Sculptor or Bloody Queen or Dream Witch can. So they are lacking in that sense. That is why they are rank only, because you will get Cypher Rushed. Then we have Gamekeeper. In my opinion, Gamekeeper, along with all these other hunters in C rank, they need a buff. Whether it's a camping buff, they need some sort of buff. I don't know if Gamekeeper's trap buff is going to make him elite. I don't think the trap will do anything. I think it might even make it worse because the trap doesn't damage you, and the hook is slower, so you can dodge the hook easier. So we'll have to see that, but that is C rank. Again, these are the 4 hunters that need buffs. They desperately need it, and they're not played in rank that often because these 4 hunters will most likely lose. Their chase is bad, their camp. They have one good element. Either their camp is good, their chase is good, their map presence is good, or none of the above. Ann's camp is good. Hell Ember's camp is good, but nothing else. Lizard's not really anything, and then Gamekeeper, not really anything. So that is why I put them here. Moving on to B tier. B can be mastered, but mostly used in rank. I put this here because there are some good tournament spiders. There are some good tournament photos. There are some good tournament rippers. Just these hunters will not be played in tournaments that often because they can be kited and they can be beaten easily. Easier, I should say, than other hunters, but a master of a spider will be able to beat a top tier survivor team. Don't get that wrong, but a master of Sculptor is going to be harder to beat than a master of Spider because Sculptor just has more weapons. And here we have Percy, guys. Finally, Percy is here. I really like the aspect of Percy. Percy is a fun hunter to play. He's like you're playing a different game. Like with the sword, you smash the ground, you earthquake. I love it. But he's just not that good. His stopping transitional kiting is very, very good. You cannot transition versus this guy. He's super fast. But his hitbox is horrible. Horrible. If he overcharges, he's easy to kite. He has nothing. He can't do anything. He can get tie kited easily. This guy, if you have one window, two windows, one or two windows, let me tell you, you can kite him for days on one or two windows. Why? His hitbox is bad. His chase is pretty bad unless you're transitioning. And that dash he has is so sensitive to things and objects that he can't dash walls or he'll get caught on the wall. So I think I put Percy B tier because personally, I think he has potential. I think he's better than rank only hunters. But I don't see him playing in tournaments. I think he's worse than all the B tier hunters, maybe with the exception of Ripper. But we'll see. I think Percy has potential, but just not yet. He does need a buff. He needs help transitional kiting. And he needs help stopping the loop, as I should say. But rather than that, he's very fun to play, but I just don't think he can win consistently as the other hunters can, because the other hunters have more potential, more aspects of the game. I put Ripper at the last, because Ripper's just underpowered. His cooldown on the Foggy is just underwhelming. His chase is decent. If you dodge the Foggy, then that's a free 20-second kite until he gets another Foggy. So I think I put Ripper here because his map presence is not that good. He's not played in any tournaments that I know of. Yeah, he's just underwhelming right now. He needs a buff, along with most of the hunters in the B tier. Moving on to Clown. Clown's one of those hunters where if you're not specializing with Clown, you're not going to win with Clown. Clown is a very easy hunter to kite, unless you know what you're doing, unless your controls are Sprinter level or dead back in Season 1-2. Mystic's a good Clown right now. So, unless you're them, you're not going to win often because Clown can be kited, and he gets his first hit, or he gets his first chair around when the first cipher pop. Even if you kill someone in 20 seconds as Clown, you have to find parts and find the survivor. You usually have to use Blink with Clown, which means you can't have teleport, obviously. So Clown's localized. You can't do much with Clown. You can't do much with Ripper. Same with Mad Eyes. Mad Eyes we hear. Mad Eyes has gone down in the ranks, as you see every tier list, he goes down one, because Mad Eyes is just, people are learning how to counter him, his chase is bad, and they did nerf his walls around the chair, like you guys knew a few seasons ago, so his camp isn't even that good anymore. If you play a Mad Eyes right, you will always win. Mad Eyes usually don't run detention, so your end game is very elite versus Mad Eyes. Again, guys, this is all tournament standard. And again with Photo can be easily countered. Photo's bad on big maps. Unlike the A+ and A-, all those 100, they can be played on any map. Photo cannot be played on Moonlit. Clown cannot be played on Arms. So all these hunters have counters to them, easy counters. Doctor counters Photo. It's like these hunters will be easily torched in tournaments. They can be easily beaten. Again, let me rephrase. A good Photo can wipe out a good team. Blue Race Car could beat any NA team with his Photo. He's that good. But on average, if you practice versus Photo, a Photo main will not be able to beat a top tier team because they know what they're doing. If you hide from the photo images, if you kite him, he's easily kiteable. So again, now here we have Spider and Geisha. This is very interesting. Geisha's new buff I'm still getting used to. She's definitely better. Geisha, in my opinion, she is definitely better. She can go through windows very fast. You don't have to be looking at her. She can just dash. In an open area, she's very good. I did not put her A because she's still not tournament viable. If you tight kite Geisha, or you know what you're doing with the new Geisha, you can still kite her. She also still has no map pressure. She cannot pressure ciphers as often, and her camp is pretty bad. With that being said, she is better, but I do not think she's A tier yet. She will need another buff to be A tier, to be tournament viable. But a good Geisha can be scary. Just with this Survivor meta, Grave counters her, Forward counters her, Merc counters her, Seer counters her. There are a lot of counters to her, so it's very hard. Now, keep in mind, Clown could go above Geisha, Photo could go above Geisha. They're just all in the B tier setting. Moving on to Spider. This is the 100 that I talked to a lot of top tiers about. Spider could be A-. Spider is very good. Don't get that wrong. Spider can be mastered and used in tournaments. And Spider can be mastered, used in tournaments, and he can win. I put him in B tier because I just do not think he has enough weapons like the A- tiers do to win as consistently. He's not good on big maps. He's really, really good on Red Church, but on arms he can get kited because of all the pallets. So I put Spider here because Spider can be good, he can win, but he doesn't have as much weapons as, Wu Chang does late game. He can be kited. If a Spider's kited early game, he cannot win because his camp isn't that amazing unless he uses a double spit. So in conclusion about the B tier, these are all hunters that can be used in tournaments, but you have to be you have to master these guys to use them in tournaments. You have to be the one of one that knows how to use them. And they're also very, very map dependent. Ripper, Arms, Clown, Moonlit, Lakeside, Mad Eyes, smaller maps, Arms, Red Church. You see what I mean? They can't be played on every map. Moving on to A-, these can be played in later rounds. These are the hunters that are played in tournaments. These are the hunters that will be played in tournaments because they just have so many weapons and it's very easy to win and camp and get map control with them. Starting off with Wu Chang. I put Wu Chang in A-. Again, guys, Spider could be in the A- tier, but in my opinion, he'd be behind all these hunters. Wu Chang's map pressure is elite. We see Dao 5's hunter. Dao 5's hunter is very, very good with Wu Chang. He four-mans almost every team he plays. His Wu Chang, he shows map control, he shows good chase, he shows good potential with Wu Chang. So Wu Chang can be used very well. He's not the only one that uses him in the Chinese leagues, but Wu Chang is very, very good, I would say. Well, that came out weird. In the right hands. He's better than every hunter in the B and C tier, in my opinion. He can be played in tournaments consistently, later rounds. You see, guys, see Alien's a very good Wu Chang. So Magnet Boo, very good Wu Chang. So they can win. Wu Chang is not something to be messing with. The only thing that Wu Chang likes is his early game chase. His early game chase is very bad, but if you do feed him, he will be a scary hunter. Going on with that, Feaster. Feaster, I put this high up because Feaster is making a name for himself in every tournament. There are a few Feaster mains that are very good. Actually, KKZ has been practicing Feaster. Feaster's just he's getting very good. Feaster's chase is pretty good. Feaster's camp can be good. You bring Blink or Peeper with Feaster. I mean, Feaster's getting up there. There isn't a lot for me to say on Feaster because everyone knows it. In Koa 2, Roxanne got a 4-man with Feaster. So Feaster has potential. You just got to be very good with him. I didn't put him B tier because Feaster has way more weapons than B tier has. Because he can play any map. It doesn't matter what map he is. His chase is still good. His camp is still good. His map pressure is not that good. But yeah, but he's really good. And lastly, we have Vio. A lot of you guys will be surprised with this. I put Vio A- because he's being played less and less. Why? Because he can be kited. Vio's camp is very good, but his chase is very bad. If you can dodge the note, he will not be able to chase you. And he's usually played in the earlier rounds, which means, Seer's still there or Grave is still there. Grave will punish Vio because he can just dodge the note. Forwards can punish Vio. He will be played later rounds in some hands, but right now Vio's just not meta because he doesn't have Cypher presence. And his camp is very good. His chase is decent, better than everyone else on this list behind him. Vio is surely better than everyone else I put him behind. He's better than Feaster. He's better than Wu Chang. He's better than Spider. But he's not as good as the A+. And I will explain that later, why the A+ I put there. But these A-, they don't have all three. Vio's chase is good and camp is good, but his map pressure isn't. Wu Chang's chase is good and map control is good, but his camp is bad. Feaster's camp is good and chase is good, but his Cypher presence, map presence is bad. So this is why I put Vio here. Vio can be beaten easily. Later rounds, third round, he can still be beaten, tie, but it's hard for him to win. The survivors have to make a big mistake for Vio to win. Here we have A+. A+ are hunters that do all three. Their chase is good, their camp is good, and their map presence is good. Except for the exception of one, of course. maybe a couple. But these hunters are always played in tournaments. Every tournament hunter has these in their arsenal, or for the most part. And these hunters are just these hunters are really good. Starting off with Bloody Queen. Bloody Queen, in my opinion, will never be A-. Why? Because Bloody Queen is a guaranteed tie. I say that with caution. Bloody Queen is very easily tieable. It is very hard to beat a good Bloody Queen because a good Bloody Queen can kill a survivor in very fast. But it is very hard to win as Bloody Queen because once you kill that survivor, the Cypher Rush is so elite that you can't do anything. Her map presence isn't that great. You can mirror a Cypher, but that only buys 8 seconds. With the 20-second tie, there's not much you can do there. But Bloody Queen is A+ because every hunter uses her in every tournament because Bloody Queen can win easier than any other hunter on this list behind her and in front of her. She can win easier, in my opinion, than Bonbon, but Bonbon's just overall better because I'll get to it. But Bloody Queen will never be A- in my opinion. She will always be A+. She's not elite because she's just not as good as Dream Witch and Sculptor, but she will always be up there for obvious reasons. You cannot really kite this hunter. It's very hard to kite this hunter, but with Grave forward, she will not be elite anymore. Moving on to Bonbon. Bonbon is one of those. Oh man, I love Bonbon. Bonbon's camp is elite. You cannot save versus this guy easily. He stuffs saves hard. Feaster, you'll get double hit maybe. Bonbon, he can stuff you if played right. With that being said, Bonbon's chase is pretty good. His map presence is very bad, but he relies on his camp. Bonbons win a lot because of their camp. You see Ken's Bonbon in China, he wins because of his camp. He stuffs saves left and right. You see top Chinese hunters, you see Duty, he stuffs saves. They stuff saves. Bonbon doesn't rely on map presence. Bonbon doesn't rely on chase. Bonbon relies on his camp, and for a good reason. His camp is elite. Bonbon, I put third. That's the 4th best hunter in the game because he is better than Bloody Queen. He can get wins easier than Bloody Queen, but Bonbon can also easily get ties. But the problem is if he is rotated, he can lose. So keep that in mind. Top tier Bonbons who do get rotated will lose. But even if you 3-Cypher Kite this Bonbon, he can camp. That's why some teams don't even save even if it's 3-Cypher Kite because the camp is too much. But yeah, Bonbon is the 4th best hunter in my opinion for right reason. His camp is just too much. Moving on to the top 3. Oh man, top 3. Never thought I'd see Axeboy in that. Axeboy is top 3 for sure. His chase is really good. His camp is really good. His Cypher presence is really good. I wouldn't say as good as Sculptor, Dream Witch, Wu Chang, but he can get to places. He's super fast. As you guys can see, Alien loves this guy. Alien's a really good Axeboy. PR's Hunter's a very good Axeboy. Duty's a pretty good Axeboy. So Axeboy, he can stuff saves easily. He can chase you really easily. Now here's one top tier's got a little Some say Bonbon's better than Axeboy because if you dodge a fireball, easy kite. Where I agree with them on that, a good Axeboy, he probably won't miss fireballs. So if you do not miss fireballs, Axeboy is definitely better than Bonbon because Axeboy's chase is better and his camp is a little bit worse. But if you do dodge the fireballs, he will be kited. But of course, a top tier hunter in a top tier tournament should be practicing not to miss those fireballs. Which is why I put Axeboy here. Again, guys, his chase is just too much. He can easily fireball you. He can easily get to places with his ability. I don't know what it is, where he goes really fast. It's just, he's really good. And that slowdown, he counters forward pretty much. That slowdown, once he gets max presence, that's hard. So Axeboy usually gets ties, but he can get wins with that. That slowdown really helps him. And here we have it, the last two. Sculptor. So I thought hard about this. Sculptor in some people is S tier. I do not put Sculptor S tier because I think Sculptor is without full presence, Sculptor's not that good. You can kite Sculptor early game. Sculptor's early game chase is pretty bad. If the survivor knows what they're doing, Sculptor's early game chase is bad. With that being said, once Sculptor gets max presence, it's very good. Camping, full presence Sculptor camp is very good. In order to counter Sculptor, this sounds like obvious, but you can't feed Sculptor. You just can't feed Sculptor. Saber Sculptor's elite. Why? Because he's very good at getting presence. Sculptors that are very good at getting presence will win. That bullet statue is very hard to dodge. Camping, saving against a full presence Sculptor, very hard, especially if they have wanted order on you. It's nearly impossible. So Sculptor, I think, is A+, almost elite, but not elite because the early game chase is not good. And without that full presence, the camp isn't that good either, because you can save versus a Sculptor without full presence because you just dodge the statues on the chair. But that spike makes it so that Sculptor does have map presence, and a good Sculptor can kill someone very fast, but a good Sculptor will get presence very fast, which will dominate the hunt survivors early into the game. So that's just my 2 cents on Sculptor. Sculptor could be S tier. Some people think she's S tier. Some people don't. But Sculptor, in my opinion, is definitely the second best hunter in the game. Of course, Dream Witch being first, but Sculptor is elite, almost elite. But Sculptor's map presence good. Sculptor's chase is pretty good. Sculptor's camp is good. So Sculptor is by far the second best hunter in the game. And here we have it, guys. Last but not least, as always, as every YouTuber's tier list should have it, Dream Witch is by far the best hunter in the game. Dream Witch is just not fair. You need to be very, very well coordinated with your team. You can't play a top tier Dream Witch and rank and win. You need to know where she is. You need to know calls. You need to know how much where this leech removers are. You need to remove leeches with your team at the same time as cypher rushing. So Dream Witch is just elite. There's nothing else to say. Patroller Dream Witch, you can't really kite that. Blink Dream Witch, you kite it, but you can double hit rescuers. Dream Witch is good on every map. Dream Witch's camp is good because you can just patrol her. Dream Witch's chase is good, and Dream Witch's map pressure is elite. You cannot beat Dream Witch easily. Dream Witch is by far the best hunter. Sculptor's by far the second best hunter, and the top 3, Axeboy, between Axeboy, Bloody Queen, and Bonbon, is up in the air, and the top 5 could be Vio in that. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this tier list. I made Dream Witch elite because she is master of all 3, map presence, chase, and camp. Sculptor's almost there, but I don't think just yet because Sculptor's early game is very bad. Not very bad, but you guys know what I mean. Not as good as Dream Witch. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys haven't already, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Leave in the comment section below so I know what I need to improve on, what I need to see your guys' opinions. I'm pretty sure thing on this one. I could switch different ones, but the only thing I think is Spider could be A- and Vio could be A+. If you haven't already joined my Discord, we are doing a Secret Santa and doing a giveaway, so make sure to join that. We did just hit our year anniversary today, so super excited for that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, great night, wherever you are. Stay safe. Bye-bye, guys.